Mr. McMouse. This is no easy tree, I say after reading our latest Leo Leone book, Mr. McMouse. With its 1992 publishing date, it may be his most recent book, and I don't think I have it. Let's begin again, I suggest, turning back to the first page, where a mouse named Timothy stands looking at himself in the mirror, feeling quite happy. What a good-looking city mouse I am, he thought. But one page later, his world falls apart, and there he is again in front of the same mirror, wearing a black Homburg and morning coat, unrecognizable to himself and presumably to us. He jumped back, let out a shriek, and ran for his life. I don't get it, Rini says, shaking her head. Can someone else get in your mirror? It has to be a dream, Corey decides, or else he buys some clothes and falls asleep in them, and when he wakes up, he looks in the mirror and he forgets he has new clothes on. Maybe it's Halloween, Anita says, and he put on a costume and scared himself. Rini listens to the growing number of explanations without committing herself. She seems more interested in the idea that Mr. McMouse is a book she does not understand. For the first time, she asks for my opinion. I'm not at all sure. In a way, Timothy reminds me of Pezzotino, wondering, who am I? Or maybe of Little Blue and Little Yellow when they suddenly turn green and no one recognizes them. But of course, Timothy can't even remember his own name. Suddenly the weeds parted and a little field mouse stepped boldly forward. Hello, she said. I'm Spinny. What's your name? I am, mumbled Timothy, confused. The field mice stared at him. Spinny smiled. Never mind, she said. I'll give you a name, Mr. McMouse. The story has a happy ending with Timothy saving the field mice from a cat. But the meaning of the mirror scene remains obscure. It's a magic mirror, Jenny says. When you look in it, you could be dressed in a different way. The author has presented a Kafkaesque situation in which our hero has suddenly lost his image, his name, his entire identity, and neither he nor we know why. When Tico's golden wings appear, we know that a wishing bird has intervened. But Timothy's metamorphosis comes without explanation, unless, of course, we are to infer that as a city mouse, he has lived so long with people that he now sees himself as a person. Since he doesn't know how people think or feel, he is left without even a name to call his own. My thoughts go off in another direction. If the inchworm represents Leo Leone escaping from the advertising profession, does the new book tell us that perhaps one day the author woke up in New York City and realized he had become someone else, someone unrecognizable, someone who needed to return home in order to look for himself again? Does Timothy ever remember his own name? Several children want to know. The book doesn't tell us, I say. I wondered about that too. Yes, he does remember, Jenny assures us, because he has a friend now. Spinny is his friend, so he has to know his name. What a splendid notion it is, through the mirror of friendship, that you find yourself when you are lost. The children do not recognize themselves in the school mirror until a friend comes along, someone who can be trusted to see them as they wish to be seen. Walter did not tell us his real name until Rini connected him to Pezzotino, but no, she was his friend long before she identified him as an artist. She needed no proof of his special talents. Walter, I said, when you first came to our classroom, you didn't know anyone. When did you find a friend? Though surprised by my question, he's eager to answer. First, I looked people is playing same in Warsaw. So then playing is they, I, and they is playing. Now we friends can be, ha! He claps his hands and laughs. I gaze at the children who join Walter in his laughter. These are my friends too. They know my real name. And what if the mirror that holds my truest reflection is the one that hangs on the classroom wall? When I no longer hear the name teacher, will I be left with no name at all?